Hello students, here is Marisha. Today we are going to learn about final keyword. We have already seen the static keyword, right? For the save the memory and in memory management we are using the static keyword, right? In place of that we are going to use the final keyword. Final, that means to fixed or constant we can say, right? So final keyword is used for the constant value initialization, right? That means what? For example, we have written over here integer a equal to 5, right? And in whole the program I want to set a particular value of a, that is 5 only, right? Then I have to write down here final. That means a value of a that will be not changed in whole the program. Okay, so this is about the final keyword, right? But final keyword we can use in the final variables. Then next is final method and final class. So, final keyword are used in variable, method and class. Then, final variable means what? That means fixed or constant value. Fixed or constant value, right? Then next is final method. Final method, that means what? We cannot override. If we suppose the method initialized that is final, then method is not overridden. Method can be inherited, but method cannot be overridden, right? So that's why we are using the final method and final class. Final class, that means it is not extended, right? So these three purposes we are using the final keyword, right? Final variable, final method and final class. For final variable for the fixed and constant value, final method for we cannot override any method, right? And final class that is not extended, right? So this is about the final variable, final method and final class. Let's see what do you mean by the final variable. Suppose we have initialized here, see, class C1, right? And integer a equal to 5, right? And a equal to a plus 1. And next, system.out.println whatever the value, or we can say directly write down like a, right? Public static void main we can write over here in string argues, right? So what happened? Ultimately, your output is like the value of a, that is 5, and a equal to a plus 1. So what will be value of a? That will be 6. That will be 6. Okay, but whenever we have initialized here final integer a equal to 5, that is we can consider variable a as a final variable. Okay, so final variable we have initialized over here, then and whole the program value of a never be changed. Okay, so why we are using like a final keyword? And see the value of pi, that is a 3.40. In whole the program we have to consider only the value of pi, that is a 3.40, right? Then gravity g. 9.8, right? So this type of the value we have to consider like a final. Okay, so and yes, suppose you want to initialize the value of a equal to 5 in a whole over the program, then you can also use the final given. Okay, so this is about the final variable. Okay, so final variable is used like this. So this is the basic whenever and see here, whenever we are using the final integer a equal to 5, then we cannot change the value of a. So here you will get error, compile error. Why? Because you want to change the value of a over here, but it's not possible. Why? We have initialized the value of a here as a final. Okay? So this is about the final variable. Now let's see about the final method. Final method, that means, for example, we have taken our class C1 and here we have initialized the public void display, right? And whatever the body is there, and it's suppose here I am writing like class C2 extends C1, right? And here I am writing like public void display whatever the body is there. So ultimately this is the example of method overriding. We have already seen a method overriding, same method name, right? Same parameters, but different class, and this class to be inherited. So this is the funda of method overriding. So whatever we have done over here, that is nothing but the method overriding. If suppose you are running this program, then you will get the output. But whenever I have initialized here a static method, final method, once I have initialized the final void display, then it will give the error. Why? Because whatever the method we have defined over there, that cannot be inherited. That cannot be overridden. So this is the funda of final method. Let's see another example of a final method. Let's see. Class C, void display, and whatever the body is there, right? So this is the one class, and class C1 extends C, and public void display. Okay, so suppose here we are writing like SOP days, and here we have written C2 equal to new C1 and C2 dot this. So it will run as usual. But whenever we have defined over here final void and we are doing the same code, then it will give an error. Okay. So this is about the final method. Let's see what's about the final class. Same as it is. See here, same program we can consider over here. See class C. Suppose we are moving the final here. Class C void display and assembly, right? And class C1 extend C, right? So public void display, and this is all. So it will be giving our output as usual. But whenever we have defined here final class, then it cannot be extended. So it will give an error. Compile time error, it will show. So basically, we have to keep in mind whenever we are using the fixed value of particular variable or constant value of particular variable, then we have to use the final variable. Right? Whenever we have not the overridden method, then we have to use the final method. And we don't want to extend any properties of a class to another class, then we have to use the final class. So let's see. The final keyword basically used for these three funda, right? So this is about the final keyword. We will see how to run this type of the program in your practical case.
Let's see how to operate the final keyword in Java. So we have to take first class, okay, and here we have initialized integer a equal to 5 and a equal to a plus 5 and system dot out dot println value of a, that will be print over there. Okay, so let's see, the integer equal to 5, a equal to a plus 5 and system dot out dot println and value of a, that will be print. Okay, so without public static void main it will not execute. So public static void main string argues and this is your simple program. Okay, so see what happened. Your output is like a equal to 5 and a equal to a plus 5. So output will be 10. Let's see, file, save as the c1 dot java and we have to select over here Java. Okay, save. Let's see, open the command prompt and java c space c1 dot java. If that is already okay, that is not exist. Now run the program c1, then output will be 10. Yes, a equal to 5 and a equal to a plus 5, that will be 10. But suppose we have initialized over here final keyword. So a, that will be considered as a final variable, and final variable, that is called like a fixed value. A, that will be constant in whole the program. that will not be changed. So whenever we are going the next line, a equal to a plus 5, so it will not execute, so it will give error. Let's see. We have not saved the program. We have to first save the program, and let's see, cannot assign a value to final variable a. So what does it mean? We don't change the value of a over here. This is about the final variable. See, if we have not assigned, this is simple final variable, right? If we have not assigned the value of a, then this one is called as a blank final variable. Blank final variable. We can also assign like this, and in the particular method we want to assign the value, then we can, right? But whatever the value we have assigned, that is fixed in whole the program. Okay, so this is about the final variable. Okay, now let's see the final method. Final method, that means we cannot override. If suppose, let's see, here we have taken one method, void display. Okay, and in between we are writing like system dot out dot println, and display method of C1 class. Okay, next, whatever the method we have defined over here, that we have to class C2 extends C1, and same method, void display okay, and again same content, system dot out dot println bracket display method of C1 class, C class or C2 class, whatever the content you want to print, that we can write over here. That's it, right? And public static void mean string argues. In place of this, we have to write down we have to make an object, then C2 space C equal to new C2, right? And C dot display. That's it. So what happened? Let's see. The C1 class, this is nothing but this program, we can say the method overriding. So display method we have used over here, and we can override over here. See, the method overriding means what? Same parameters, same method name, but in the different class C1 and C2. So this is called as a method overriding, right? Whenever we are going to run this program, Let's see. Java C space. Let's see. Here we have to save the file. Save as then C2. Why C2.java? Because in which class you have defined public static void main, right? That class name we have to assign the file name, right? C2.java. Now let's run the program java c space c2.java. Okay, now let's see java space c2 display method of c2 class. Display method of c2 class. Why? Because we have made object of the c2 class over here and we are calling the display method of c2 class. So this is about the simple method overriding. But whenever we are defining over here final keyword, so this method is called as a final method, and a final method cannot be overridden. Whenever you are going to run this program, then it will give error. Let's see. Java C space C2.java. Let's see. The display in C2 cannot be override display method in a C1 class. Okay. So overridden method, that will be final. So final method cannot be overridden. That is the concept of the final method. Right? Same as it. Let's see how to final class works. Okay. So final class, whenever defining the final class, that means this class is not extended. Okay, if suppose here I have written over here final class, right? If I suppose written here the final class, then final class C2 extend the C1, right? But suppose here we have written the final class final space class C1. So this class is not extended by the another class. Let's see. File, save as c2.java is there. Okay, fine. Now let's see. C2.java. See, cannot inherit from the final class C1. So this is about the final class. This is called as a final class. So final class is not inherited, or we can say it's not extended. See, if final method is inherited, its final method, if suppose we have written over here final method is inherited. Final method is inherited, but you cannot override. We have already seen how the final method works. So this is the some confusion arise, like final method, sometimes we are guessing a final method is inherited, not inherited, but it is inherited but not overridden, right? And we have already seen the final class, final method, and final variable. Hope you understand the final class, final keyword concept. Thank you.